Hello and welcome to keep it.
Every two what? Every two.
Welcome.
I mean, there are two of us.
Welcome everybody to the Valorant News Network. We are your host here. My name is Zero Fight, of course, joined by the lovely Ancient Angel and Nerds Cast as always. And today we just got the weekly news roundup. And to start, I mean, I think the biggest news, nerds, of all is a big change. Just big change
changes
overall. Yeah, I mean,
big changes. Talking about news, we got new stuff. It's our lovely Jewish boy, my boobula, my boobula, joining the clean shave club, baby. Cheeks and cheeks, bro. Cheeks and cheeks. It's our lovely Jewish boy. Boobala, how are you feeling? That was the bit. Now? That was the whole bit. Yeah.
Are you happy with yourself?
That was the whole bit. The whole bit was just to poke fun at that.
Yes, the biggest news of this past week, ignoring all the stuff that happened in Tier 2, ignoring all the GC stuff that we're going to have to go over, the biggest news is that I shaved my mustache.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
You look good. Okay, jokes aside, though, I do want to give a little glaze. You look fine. Like, you look great.
It does look. It's a good look.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, listen,
it
we
makes you
are
look
now
a lot
all
younger.
Now, I was going to say, now all three of us, I will say, you do look like you can play on a playground.
What the Okay.
We do actually have some big news.
We do. There's like
there's the VCL starting tomorrow, actually. So stage 2 of Challengers.
Oh, dude, I'm the resident Challengers enjoyer here. Well, first of all, I'm going to be watching I'm co-streaming literally every game, so I'm excited for that. But SRB won. Everyone knew that. It happened. They won with the roster they're currently running, so they're the fan favorites. But Chet Victor, we got old Optic Core back on M80. We have my mouth being dry because I was laughing so much. New Burger Boys roster. The Metocracy is stepping down. They have they have Practo. They added Practo in, which honestly, amazing pickup. Sad got.
Practo was from, I believe he was actually on the Funhaver roster.
Was he?
He was.
He was.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, sorry, I'm wrong. He was on Funhavers at the very start of the year, and then after that, he was bouncing around like some of the YDZ teams. And then he was playing as a stand-in for Blue Otter for a couple games as well.
I think
my gosh,
might have been where I saw him.
Okay, wait. There's a bit more news. Like I said, Victor and Chet M80, so they're looking solid. Obviously, Qbert Academy. They still have their core. We aren't really. I mean, they're also a fan favorite. They're also like a top favorite for contenders. Their playoff run wasn't as strong, but they're still a strong team. Speaking of strong teams, we have the Furia roster that ended up picking a B-Dog. For those who don't get the joke, it's YFP. Nightblood really hasn't changed much. They kept their core, and that's kind of the end of... and Jerwin is on SAD. So there's a little bit of roster mania, like some stuff happened, but it wasn't as insane as like, old Cloud9. We're talking like a bit more tame in terms of how things have changed up. In terms of newcomers, Prosperity has gotten themselves up in alongside Nonverbal, who some might know as Funhaver. Arguably a team that should have already been in Challengers. They're a really solid roster, and I'm happy that they managed to edge out. Sad that it was off of the downfall of SRG, but happy that they managed to get it. I think those players well deserve it to just, have their time to shine in VCL.
Yeah, and I also want to give credit, right? It's not like we're seeing like GC can't make it in Challengers, because first off, we have Bob on Blue Otter, and she's been looking absolutely fantastic throughout this last split. But now we're also going to be seeing Nora on Prosperity, who's promoted into Challengers. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that Prosperity is looking like a team that's going to be making a deep run into playoffs, but they are a team that should not be underestimated in this upcoming Swiss stage. I think they are a team that is hungry for a win. I think they can absolutely score an upset against a team like a Trust and Plug or even an Ambrosia or a Nightblood. I think they are a team to be feared. I could totally see them sneaking away with a win, and I think Nora is just an excellent player and an excellent piece on this Prosperity roster.
Yeah. And as well, I kind of want to. I know M80 is kind of been the talk of the town just because, I mean, Victor and Chet, two like tier 1, like caliber, like player and coach duo. I think it's pretty big to come in, especially because I liked Drew Spark as like the AC when he was over on Sentinels, but I don't know if I really loved all the ideas as far as like comps go for stage 1. So hopefully with Chet coming in, it'll be a little bit of revitalization. I don't know if is Sato still going to be playing the duelist role
I
for
believe
them,
so.
or is it okay? So Victor probably like Sentinel or something like that, I assume.
The thing with Victor is he is a player that can genuinely play any role. So I think it makes more sense with the way that this team is set up for Victor to probably slot either to an initiator or a sentinel.
I was gonna say initiator because Weeded.
I hope it's like flashes.
Weeded's not playing on this team because Weeded's been a sub.
That's my point.
Kayu's going to be playing initiator. You have Oki and Sato who are probably going to be either duelist or senti. And then that leaves
you have
Bao on smokes. So then, yeah, Victor probably
because
on, like...
Weeded is going out. That's my point. So when I said Weeded, I didn't mean it as like because Weeded's playing, but because Weeded isn't playing, that's why he's picking up the initiator. Because Weeded was playing Tejo a lot of that like stun, concuss, like post plant utility initiator.
No, that was B-Dog.
Weeded? I'm pretty sure.
B-Dog, Weeded was not playing on this roster. Weeded was the sub. It was B-Dog.
Yes, but when Weeded was playing, when he was.
Yeah, but that's when Sato wasn't, and we knew that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that was a minute ago. But
yeah,
to move us on,
Weeded started playing at like the start of the split, and then Sato came in like week 2.
Yeah, because I think they were just waiting for him to get in.
Yeah,
it was a little bit, but
it was early
as well. I want to note because YFP also making a roster change with B-Dog leaving M80. He's actually coming into YFP. And while I think B-Dog, I mean, a great player. We've seen him like have stellar performances throughout, I mean, just his history. I mean, way back on like Luminosity and then just through Shopify as well. But something that is kind of like not being talked about, I feel, is the stellar IGL. I'm pretty sure that he's picking up outside of Physic. I know those two have been like buddy like on teams like way back in the past before Stellar got his shot in tier 1, but I really liked Stellar's IGLing, especially on the defensive side. So I know his fragging kind of falls off a little bit, but I'm really excited to see how that kind of pivots because I think every time, like whenever YFP was playing in that Red Bull event in the offseason and he was IGLing, I think it's just like a step above. So I think it's a big, not only firepower upgrade, but also just like calling upgrade.
Okay, well, I wanted to keep on topic because something else, but Ancient Angel, if you have something to add to what
I was literally just going to say, I'm a big fan of Stellar's IGLing. I think that's where he's been his best on teams is when he is the primary caller, the ideas that he brings to a defensive game and the adaptations he brings, like, one of the things that I think of the most when I think of Stellar calling is defensive side on Icebox.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is genuinely like his home playground. When he was on 100 Thieves and he was 100 Thieves IGL, they genuinely looked like one of the best Icebox teams in the world solely off of his defensive calling.
Yeah. I wanted to pivot something entirely different just to keep us on track. Preds, right? Let's do a little bit of, Preds. We have week 1. It's literally starting tomorrow. M80 versus Ambrosia, NV versus SAD, TSM versus YFP, Qbert versus Burger Boys. That's the first. That's Tuesday. I mean, honestly, we could do all 16 of them. I don't know. Do we want to do all 16 or do we want to do only the ones on stream? Like,
I mean, they're all going to be streamed.
True, but like on like a co-stream versus acid.
I think I don't think we write them down. I think we just
say them on 3.
I think we just say them. We can just go in order. And if you get peer pressured into saying an answer, that's just L on you.
Oh no, I'm not gonna get peer pressured by anything. So let's do M80 Ambrosia first. You guys ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. M80.
M80. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's
really big surprise.
No shade,
guys.
Mr. EG Screwface. No shade.
Didn't he just post LFT?
My goat satellite
like 3 hours ago?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think he did.
Probably. Listen,
Another shirtless video.
I feel bad because, like, again, Satellite is my GOAT, forever my favorite player in the history of Tier 2 NA, but I mean, this M80 team looks so good. Like, on paper, this team looks so good. Chet and Victor are coming back. And actually, I want to give credit because this M80 team was lacking experience, right? You know, it's kind of scary when, like, your most experienced piece on this roster was B-Dog or Caillou.
Oh my god, he did 3 hours ago. LFT for split 3.
Yeah, because Ambrosia is Acrian, Satellite, Smiley, Glyph.
Yeah, even more now. Even more, I believe, even more M80.
Yeah. And it says LFT for split 3, so maybe it's not quite yet, but I'm pretty sure it is, and it's just I don't know.
I mean,
they might be replacing him mid-split.
Yeah, and I also think, like, with Chet and Victor coming in, you get like that little initial boost of just like the honeymoon phase of like a new coach coming in. You guys are like all feeling great about it, like you're like super excited.
New
ideas,
ideas,
like,
bringing new results.
Yeah, I think it's just a clear advantage. So
fair enough.
Okay,
moving on to the next game, Envy versus Sad. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sad.
Envy.
Oh, okay.
Let me explain. Okay. Do I think Envy is the favorites? Absolutely 100%. Envy are 100% the favorites coming into this. For all I know, we're going to watch that game tomorrow, and you're just going to see Kane's Era run around with an Odin, and Ion has an Ares, and they're just completely farming everyone, and then everyone cries in a corner on the side of Sad. But I think that when you're talking about Sad, right, they add in Jerwin, who is also a player that has this level of skill in just going and being a mechanical beast. It's overall a very solid collected team. I think there's a world where they upset if Envy is not on their A game, right? If Poppin's calling is just a little bit too weak, or if you know, Inspire is, I don't know, not holding sights well.
That's such like I feel like that's
I was
you're
with
like
you, and then like, I don't know. I still think they do have a chance. I believe in Jerwin, like, honestly, and Benji, like, both of those guys are very solid players who do have like the individual mechanics. To be honest, I'm not as like familiar with like Tuzi and stuff. Like, I haven't watched them play as much. But I can see a world where they upset them. I mean, Envy, once they got signed, they've been a standout team, but they're not invincible. So
wow.
Insert title
I
card.
do want to give credit to this Sad team because something that they did, which I actually didn't expect them to do, was, for those of you that don't know and don't pay attention to collegiate, essentially what happens is Challengers right now is essentially just like collegiate 0.5, where like half of the Challengers rosters are just collegiate rosters with a couple of modifications. So this Sad roster last split was literally just the Northwood University roster. Just change out 2 players. Yeah. And so this is like the first split where they actually have just been like, you know what? Let's actually try and make like a competitive roster and not just bring like all of these Northwood players over. And let's try and build around some of our stronger pieces in Benji and Tuzi, and then bring in some more firepower. And I actually think that's an overall good change for Sad. And we'll see if it pays off against Envy tomorrow.
Okay. I digress, though. We have another set. It is going to be TSM versus YFP. And this one, I think this one's interesting. So are you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's send it.
3, 2, 1.
YFP. Oh, no.
That's...
Zero, what did you say?
Why is it YFP? I'm on board, dude.
Wow.
I'm a Jakey and a Stellar believer and a B-Dog believer. Like, I love all these guys.
I'm B-Dog plus Stellar calling.
Yeah, I'm a believer. Not that I'm not down on TSM or anything, but
Gimmond.
I don't know. I just, ever since like Ascension last year, I feel like I just haven't seen what I want, like the consistency from all of them as far as like individual performance goes. The ideas are okay, but like I want to see like a good step up, like from like 7, GMD always playing great, but like in sim as well. Like I just need to see that high level of consistency because we know these players can get there, but I don't know. But this is not a guarantee by any means. Like it's like a 65-35, 60-40 or something. Like
I agree with that.
Angel?
I agree with that. I think for me, it's 100% Stellar coming into this team, becoming the primary caller. I think is really important, and I think will make a very big difference. I know Jake not like super well, but I have spoken to him. I've met him in person a couple times, and he generally is like a pretty solid, not only a solid player in the server, but also just like a super chill dude in real life and brings the
He's a
vibes.
chill guy.
So I really like this YFP team. I mean, these are all players that know each other already, so they have that chemistry. Like, I really am a big believer in this YFP team in this split.
In the interest of time, we're gonna do the next. We're gonna try and go a little faster between them. I'm gonna state that out here for the pod.
Yeah.
Hubert Burger Boys, ready?
Yep.
Go, Hubert.
Hubert. Yeah.
I love Burger Boys.
Enough said.
But Matt spoke down, so enough said. All right.
Alvin,
Next, we got Winthrop versus Prosperity. I'm gonna let Angel, you take the countdown, say something about it, and then we'll go from there.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Prosperity.
Winthrop.
Oh.
Why Prosperity? Go.
I think Prosperity.
Like 2 sentences.
I don't know. They're hungry. They're underdogs. I think that they have something to prove. Winthrop, they're coming off the back of what was a really strong season from adding in Flair, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to translate still to the next split. It felt kind of honeymoonish in that run that they had in playoffs.
Well, we played against Flair in a deathmatch, and we got
Flair's the GOAT.
So Flair's GOAT. Flair's GOAT. Jokes aside, though, next we got Blue Water versus Trust and Plug. Zero, you take the countdown, and then say like a sentence or two about your decision, and we'll move on. Go.
Okay. So Blue Water versus Trust and Plug. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Blue Water.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Fully agreed.
One word. Bob.
Yes.
The Queen of Frogs.
Queen of Frogs.
Fair enough. We have SRB versus Nonverbal, and I'm gonna piss some people off because I'm gonna take this, and I'm also gonna probably defend it. But I'm gonna say, you guys ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
SRB. Okay. Wait.
I mean, I was. They were the team that knocked out SRG. SRB's coming back for blood.
That's lame.
I'm trolling though. I genuinely think that they were the favorites to win. They did insane. You have the firepower of a team like that. You have the coaching staff, the structure. BCJ is the best. I don't know. They have a lot of stuff going for them that I think it's pretty obvious that they're gonna win. We all agree on it.
I don't think it's impossible for Funhavers to.
Nonverbal.
I'd give them like a
10%
chance.
I think it's higher than 10. I think it's
higher than
30.
10. Okay. I was about to say in my mind it is a solid 35 65 35 65.
65. I think
like it is 35 65.
It's somewhere between 25 and 35 for that nonverbal team, but
yeah, because generally speaking, they're a great team. They should have already been here. All right. We have Core and the BG be the last one. You guys ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Nightblood.
Core.
BG. Ooh.
Oh, why Core? Wait, say why Core?
I don't know much about either of these teams.
Okay, hold on. Let me say this because I do have input for both of these teams. I think this is the 50-50 match of the week. If you want to watch like good, solid Valorant, and you don't care about any of these teams, and you just want to watch like two teams just go at it, bare knuckle boxing, just greasy, sweaty men playing Valorant at each other, like this is the match to watch. I think this is truly a 50-50 coin flip game. Tino is actually like the best player in Challengers that Challengers has ever seen. And then on Nightblood, you still have Alim. You have Joba now joining this team alongside Kess and Huynh. Like, I think Nightblood just looks really good, and I think the roster move that they made is solid. Core already proved that they're a team that should be taken seriously based on the fact that they went all the way to like
they had a pretty good run.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
did a good. They had a deep run. It was the TSM
Yeah, if it
drama
wasn't
that
for
stopped
the
them.
TSM thing that stopped them, yeah, like they made it into playoffs in split one. They had the momentum series thing
Yeah,
where they
that
made
they-
it to third place, right?
I have a strong
I
suspicion that
I
Core.
thought they took that down.
What?
Didn't they? The momentum? Seriously,
No,
I
it's,
thought
don't
it's
know.
on. No, it's on VLR.
I thought they got the victory over YDZ.
They got so that was the consolation bracket. So they,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Peace out,
it's
guys.
like-
I can't read.
Anyway. All right, we have more news to get to. I think we have some other highlights. Angel, you have one about the content creator highlights.
Actually, I have GC highlights.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
thought
And
we
then
were.
mixed up nerds. Can't believe
Yeah,
it.
GG.
My
Can't believe it.
apologies.
GG. GC, Game Changers North America, closed qualifiers just finished up. So we have all 8 teams, or 16 in total, going into the Swiss stage. Just going to list them off as quick as possible. It's YFPX, which is that roster with Misu, Corrupt, Edith, Melia. You have the Aussie and Friends team, which is with Riv. Jazzykins is on this team with Slandy and Lydia. You have FlyQuest Red and SRG. Overkill, Catface, Shrimp Gaming, Wadada. And for those of you who don't know who the Wadada team is, that's Power Pixel, Astralis, Starbound. It's that team. You have Shrimp Gaming, Berserkers Dawn, TV, Fisher Fumblers, Teddy Tactics, Prosperity X, Alpha EVs, Kesoku Band, and Catnappers.
I
That's
love
the
Kesoku
16
Band.
teams in the Swiss stage. Chat, how are we feeling about Game Changers? Are we excited for this Swiss stage? And do we like the fact that GC format is mimicking Challengers format?
Any
sick.
Bochi the Rock reference is a W in my book. All right, anyway.
Honestly,
Just
though,
gotta put it out.
I'm probably most excited about GC. Like more excited now than I have been in the past like year and a half, because I feel like, I don't know, NAGC has kind of been like on this like downhill trends with like orgs pulling out and like interest and just like Riot as well, like not caring as much, to be just completely honest, with like the lack of marketing and stuff. I know like everyone in the community is still hype about it, but outside looking in. But I think like it's just super cool to see the amounts of teams, and then not only that, but also like Kaide's playing in this, like Lydia is coming back, Jazzykins, like all these players who have had success or like are big names are able to bring more light to the GC scene. I think just it's a really cool thing for the scene, and I also think just it's pretty competitive right now at the top. I mean, Wadada won the last split. Shopify's back, so I think there's going to be a lot of cool storylines as well.
I just gotta say, I saw about just not even like no analytics. We have a Bochi the Rock reference. Catnappers is in, which is always a W. Prosperity is in both GC and in VCL and in Challengers. Teddy Tactics is a fire name, and so is Fisher Fumblers. Wadada, I want them to beat FlyQuest Red because it'd be funny for the storyline. Shrimp Gaming is the best name other than Keisuku Band. Aussie and Friends confused me because I thought Austin was going to play on it, but they are playing on Catnappers because that's the team that they run. YFP is also in Challengers and in GC. And esports is up, baby. Like that is like all of that's just all superficial and fun, along with what Zero said analytically wise. We have a lot more players. We have a lot more opportunities to grow a scene. Like, just sorry to bring in like an entirely different topic. You think of like something like Marvel Rivals. You have like Aramori, who's a tier 1 player, and she's going in for Sentinels. And you have Apex Fluorescent. You have a lot of like this nice co-edness within esports, and I think that's only a positive. And the fact that we're now mimicking certain formats, and you have these tier 2 organizations that are now in both one play. Actually, SRG, well, they were GC was in SRG Gold was in both, but like SRG also has one in a GC and one in Challengers. The fact that it's being mimicked, and the fact that you have teams that are investing in both avenues as a pathway towards success is just like W. Big ups for esports.
And this is something I also want to mention this year, specifically with GC, that I think is really important, is with this expanded format, there's a conversation that was had about streams. And I do want to say, teams, especially like the Shopifys, the FlyQuests, the YFPs, even though there won't be commentary for these Swiss stage games, there will be streams going on and individual co-streams with these teams. So if you want to watch these games with commentary, there will be. Go follow these orgs on Twitter.
Yeah.
They will be announcing who's streaming their games. I guarantee you,
Bro, 100 of these people are gonna watch Lydia, right?
I guarantee you,
if Tens doesn't watch Kaide, like,
yeah, I was gonna say
Fake
Tens will
fiance.
probably watch a Kaide game. You're gonna see probably someone on Catnappers stream their game from like a 5-minute delay, so you could literally just watch the team comm. Like GC at this point, it felt like kind of doom over the off season, but like we're low key kind of back with GC.
We are. Yeah, it's on the up and up.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Also,
I'm excited too. Actually,
For
speaking
those
of Oz,
wondering of what the Aussie and Friends name is from, Riv is Australian.
yes, that
Riv is literally an Aussie. That's it.
yeah, I know that part, but like also, kind of it kind of made me laugh because I also wanted to pivot. Speaking of Oz, speaking of MTBI,
MTBI, it happens.
I don't know where like directorially you're gonna be, but it's surpassed to Angel.
It's
Kind of
passed to
talk
me.
about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
MTBI.
You casted MTBI a little
Yeah,
bit.
I
It's a
did.
creator spotlight. Talk a bit about it.
MTBI, a bunch of content creators got together. It was the All Stars, so it was a bunch of creators that had been playing
Ooh.
in MTBIs before. It's for those of you who don't know what that is. That's the Milk Tea Boards Invitational, but we now shorten it to MTBI because we're cool like that. We as a community, not we as in a team. So
Yeah.
we shorten it to MTBI because that's a lot of syllables. And it was, I believe it was Surely Not Sierra's team that
I
ended
believe
up
so.
winning. Let me fact check that before
No,
I spread
it was
misinformation on the internet. Yeah, and something that was cool about that was the fact that we had Redo, retired player, my GOAT, my glorious king, Redo, who ended up being the first ever 2-time winner of an MTBI, which is pretty cool. So shout outs to Redo. Shout outs to MTBI. It's genuinely one of the best like third party non truly tier 3 events that we have in the scene where it's just fun. The production is always great. I'm not even going to talk about myself, but like the casters are amazing. Like Sam Talks and Zobi are both amazing casters in their own right. The observers and production is they're awesome people. So I want to give shout outs to them. But that's not the only stuff that happened in the miscellaneous tier 3 world. This is Zero.
No, it wasn't. The tier 3 showdown as well concluded this weekend. So it was 6 teams, but 10X ended up taking it all down over Empire Gaming. And I got to cast pretty much the whole tournament with Soren, and I got to be honest, 10X kind of just nay-nayed all, just all over these guys.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a
all the way back to
wild way of saying
2016, dude. It was kind of just disgusting. They in the semifinals they lost, I think 5 rounds, and then in the grand finals they lost 8. So it was just utter domination. This kid, Leo, the duelist, is just, he's an up and comer for sure. But I think 10X, producer in our ear, owner of 10X, by the way.
KP's KP's blazing.
No relation, guys. But
No
honestly, I do think with this squad, I don't know if they're there yet to get to that tier 2 level, but I think they should be aiming for it for sure to go up through that promotion relegation. I think they have the players to do it. I think they have the potential. Give them a little bit of time to continue developing like that strat book in their map pool, and I think they should be on their way there.
Fair enough.
Well, anything else we want to talk about before we head out for the week? Because
any more errant comments about my shaven face, nerds?
I was actually gonna ask. Dude. I'm so happy you brought that up.
Okay.
I have nothing to say. I think you look good, dude. I think you need to be less self-conscious. And I hope everyone else watching this understands that at the end of the day, we're here for good fun, good Valorant, and good vibes. We're not here to meme. Well, we are here to
We're
meme.
not here to meme out.
We're not here to meme. No memes. Only seriousness. We're here to meme, and we're not here to shame anyone. Keep the comments light. Keep them fun.
Yes.
Love you,
And
Angel.
so thank you for watching us today. But that is all for Valorant News Network. So we will see you hopefully next week. Hopefully we won't have a break week again in between, but
Yeah, my bad
that
about
is-
last week, guys. I was sick.
yeah. Damn you and your 102 fever.
That's why, dude, you got sick and the beard fell off. Oh my god. Oh
The
my God.
mustache fell off.
We must keep them healthy. They need to be healthy. Get them the matzo ball soup. Get them the.
It's the whole reason.
Don't even finish that.
It's gonna
Don't
have
bring-
another fever.
Don't utter that foul creation out of your mouth. I know exactly what you were gonna say.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Don't talk about gefilte fish right now.
Okay. Anyways, with that being said, bye.